welcome to another video. In today's video, it's the exciting tale of what building my own custom PC case unlocked in my life. So for years, I've been remodeling, or excuse me, not remodeling. Well, kind of. I had a structure here that started off as just like a little shed type of thing, but now I'm remodeling it into a power, water, sewage, and little other maybe commercial kitchen structure. And now possibly even with the EVs that you can actually use the battery in to run your home, basically, I might add a garage to this structure for that purpose. Okay, so this is what I was doing. My truck just kept dying on me at the worst possible times, messing like other people's lives up. Like I was buying these water tanks and my truck broke down and it was a complete nightmare. And these poor people that I was buying the tanks from. So at that point, there was that issue, the truck, right? And so I needed a second vehicle. And also the wood prices were just absolutely insane. So at that point, I basically just decided, okay, I need to take care of my stuff. It had been years, like my laptop was in the process of dying. Like everything was in the process of dying, it seemed like, right? So I just kind of needed to put the whole build on hold and just secure a few things. Okay. So in this process, I made the decision to build my own PC case in a Milwaukee Packout. Video right there. And what that unlocked for me in my life has been amazing and huge. So first of all, like all the way back to maybe 16 years old is really what I think about when I started like building stuff in my head. And I built a convertible bus. Over the span of years, I thought about that, like down to little parts, like how the convertible bus part would work and all the parts that I needed. And I just kept all this stuff in my head, right? Well, in the process of building my own PC case, I had to learn Fusion 360, CAD, computer-aided drafting, right? Something that I've always, looked at as like, oh, that'd be cool to know. Well, I just dove in and got good enough to make this cut that I needed to make with a laser cutter that I hired this laser cutter guy. And just going through that whole process has given me now this whole new, like I've been an inventor my whole life. About the same time I was doing the bus, the convertible bus, I was a carpet person, right? And the tips of my shoes were always wearing out. So I was like, man, what if I could just get these plastic cups basically to go over the tips of my shoes. So that was like my first invention. And back in the day, there used to be this bogus inventors network that you'd see on late night TV. And basically, it was just a scam. Like they're just like, give us money, give us money. It's like, bro, if I had money, I could just do this myself, And they're like, well, give us names of people that you know that have money. I mean, it was just so, the shoe saver died in the 80s, right? And so go forward, I invented this other video here of what I was calling the epoxy anchor, right? So those gizmos that you drill into the wall and you hang your picture or whatever. There's a whole bunch of them, Well, this one, pop it through the wall, inject it with epoxy, bam, it's stronger than anything, right? So I'm in communication with JB Weld, right? That's a whole nother story, why they never got back to me. There's suspicions. So, but now I've got the shoe saver. I've got the epoxy anchor. I've got the ant elimination gizmo that I've been using, these 5-gallon buckets that I've got a whole design. So now I've been inspired. Like, I did it. I did a Fusion 360 of a thing and gave it to a guy with a laser cutter, and I got back what I needed, and it worked. And so now I'm like, man, I'm going to design these products that I've, designed previously, and I'm going to actually produce them for sale on a 3D printer, right? And that's something that I always looked at 3D printers like, man, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how to build things in CAD to get them to go, right? So this whole entire thing has been such an unlock for my brain of a lifetime of building things in my brain and then bringing them to life. And not necessarily everything I've built in my brain has come to life, but a lot of things have. That's how it all starts, right? But now being able to, design what's in my head into the computer and 3D print it, and I'm like, yeah, this is super awesome. So that's one of the biggest things. But now here's some more stuff that is basically unlocked with, I got this beast of a computer now, and it's like, well, I need to make sure it's not hot, and I need to be able to fit it into the spot. So in the process of building this new computer, and this is going to be a whole separate video of the remodel of my shipping container, but yeah, I built a bed, I bought a bed. I had an air mattress for like 3 years, but I had to buy an actual bed because I needed to get a custom width bed so I could build a desk, so I could take this racking desk I had out and be able to fit my computer in. Even to be able to fit it in, I had to do all this other work. Well, doing all that other work made me so happy. Just having a bed that won't pop or I don't have to blow up is so nice. I'm just enjoying sleeping on a normal bed. So, and then now I actually have got a refrigerator. I got it on a sale. I had it on my list, like I'm gonna upgrade. I've been using a freezer and pulling frozen jugs out and putting them in a cooler for years. That whole setup cost me probably about $400. And this was right at the start of COVID, where everything was gone and you couldn't find things and it was just, everything was a nightmare. That's when I was trying to put my life together around here, right? So that's the way I've rolled for years without a refrigerator, and now I've got a refrigerator. I paid for it. I'm waiting for it to show up, delivery. They were on sale. I think I paid like $630 or something for a nice, full-size, regular old refrigerator. No frills, don't want frills, just want refrigerator and freezer action. I got that. Now, I wasn't even thinking along those levels when I started the whole PC build, right? I was just like, I just need to build a PC. And then, because I'm a YouTuber and a Milwaukee Packout fanatic, of course I had to build that case. And the life that it's enabled me to have now, like, I'm so glad I did it. It was so painful for so many months. But what it has unlocked, I'm now like super stoked to even go into my container, right? Little things like, I don't know why I never contemplated magnets. But now I have like a really nice high-powered light ceiling on my magnet because I needed to move my monitor back, and the thing I bought wasn't big enough. And I'm like, oh, if I could just put a magnet on the wall, I could set the back of my back monitor leg on there and get like 6 inches more distance. Yeah, and then I'm like, in the magnet section, I'm like, oh, they got magnets on like this. So now it's like, oh, I'm just, it's like, how do you hook stuff to a shipping container? You weld it? Oh, and I don't know why I never thought, but magnets. So yeah, like, it's just little things like that. Okay, and now I've added a freaking air conditioner. Like, you might be able to hear an air conditioner running in the background right now. Yes, I am on solar power running an air conditioner. And it started off when I first started running it, probably about a couple weeks ago-ish, a little less probably. I could run it for about 9 hours in a day. Now I'm down to about 8, little less, 7.5-ish hours in a day. So every day it gets a little bit less that I can actually run it, and the days get hotter as you go. So, and when it gets cloudy, I got to shut it off. But I hadn't even been contemplating putting an air conditioner in, and I already had air conditioners, right? But I started that process, and it took a couple months because I had to unbury air conditioners out of the back of a shipping container. Then I had to cut through a wall of a shipping container and weld things up. And this will all be in the remodel video, so I'll show it there. This video is mainly just like a whole overscope of all the things. But wait, there's more, okay? And maybe the most bizarre of the whole entire is during this process, and I'm not 100% sure, but it's looking like I might be dyslexic, which is so bizarre to be 51 years old, and just because I had a whack childhood, I was in psychologist or psycho, I don't know. Counselors maybe, right? You go talk to people, right? And I got tested for IQ and all this, tested for all this stuff, but how I was never, and I'm almost positive I'm dyslexic. If there's degrees of dyslexia, I don't really know. I'm going to take a field test. But that's another thing I learned in this whole process. And I was just basically served up a video by YouTube, and I was like, that's weird. And I'm guessing it's because of how I spell. My spelling's so bad that maybe the YouTube has been like, figured it out and suggested to me that I might be dyslexic. I don't know. But that's something else that I'm probably going to make a whole video about, just that. But yeah, so building this PC case has literally, like I would have to say, it changed my life. I mean, I'm fully ready to start 3D printing. I'm freaking just stoked about CAD. I've got my place up to snuff. I got an air filter to filter the air out so it doesn't get choked by dust, just all these things that I did for the PC that I just wasn't even thinking about until I had to put the PC in there. I'm like, oh, what about this? What about that? So it literally made my life like so much better. Like the happiness level, and I still have a whole video yet. Subscribe for that. About the specs. It's just not the greatest weather to be speccing a PC right now. So I don't know exactly when that's going to come out, because like some of the benchmarks are like an hour long, and to run the PC on high for an hour long when it's hot out, not the greatest idea. So that's going to take a while to get that video out. But anyway, this has just been like a, an informative video. It's a fascinating video. And maybe the advice that somebody watching this video could take away, that go learn something new. You don't know what learning something new is just going to unlock and how it's going to change your life for the better. So you have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, and peace.
Thank you for watching my video.